And get started, call the meeting to order. Everybody but Pat is here at this time anyway. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, shall we? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I see we have one change to the agenda, to the addition of hiring of Cassie Siebert for food service cook. Are there any other changes? If not, is there a motion to approve the changes to the agenda?
So moved.
Thanks, Angie.
Second.
Thanks, Kyle. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now we need to approve the agenda. Someone like to make a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda.
Thanks, Dave. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Angie. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion carried. Is there any public input at all?
I was not.
Okay. Recognition, good things happening. We want to thank the staff here at LOHS for working tirelessly over the summer months. We appreciate you very much. Principals report. Aaron.
I don't have anything for you guys in paper tonight just because really I'm starting to work on August schedule, staff development days, stuff like that. So working on those things, kind of doing a lot of monitoring of the building, where we're at with the building, with waxing the floors, the small gym project, the baskets. We heard today about the curtains, so just trying to kind of keep my finger on everything to see, make sure it's going to get ready and done before where we're at to the start of the school year. And like I said, just kind of starting my schedules and stuff for August. And we only have one position open to fill, and that's elementary special ed. Otherwise, everything else is, after tonight, everything is filled except that one position. So
Okay.
just kind of doing a bunch of random stuff here to get ready.
So how's the gym floor project going?
The floor is all down today. I didn't get to talk to them before they left, but it's all the way up to the walls in there and laid.
Is that anything we can look at tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The
you just
doors
can't-
are open.
You just can't walk on it.
Yep.
So
Which- which
is it
you-
30 days?
I haven't got, that's what we were told initially. I haven't got the confirmation. So like I said, hopefully.
They are
hopefully-
gonna email us
Yeah.
with the timeline and everything we need to.
But it hasn't been painted yet, right?
No,
No, no.
Can't be painted
Right.
That's
until
right.
30
Right.
days.
it's the 30
30 days after?
Yeah,
Okay, and then 30 days again after it's painted?
correct.
Okay.
So I'm hoping
it
that's
is
not,
30
I'm hoping that's not
No,
accurate.
it's 7
I thought
days.
that's what
Or
I
10
read.
days,
We
something
were
like
been
that. I'm
talking
sorry, I
about
got
that.
caught
That's
up
what we're
there.
kind of waiting for.
7
For
to 10
sure.
after it's painted?
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
So-
sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, you
I'm
can
a
look
little
at it. You just
excited.
gotta stay off it for that. So
Okay,
yeah, that's really all. Just working on a bunch of random stuff right now to get ready.
okay. Any other questions for Aaron? Okay, thanks, Aaron. Jen, superintendent's report.
You bet. I don't have a lot tonight because mine are kind of, every comment I'm going to make tonight is kind of spread throughout the agenda. The biggest thing I'll be talking to you guys tonight about is the LTFM, and that's in front of you as well. I thought, I should just show you what I'm going to submit, so it's hard to see, but at least MDE will be able to see it, but we'll talk about that a little later. Quick reminder, we do have a preventative maintenance plan with our roofing company. And they're a little behind due to all the storms that have gone through southeastern Minnesota. And so Winona Heat and Vent, we've had those folks for years here and have a great plan with them. Part of that preventive maintenance plan dollars can go into LTFM, and you probably see that on that sheet as well. So anyway, that's one thing. Don't forget too, in terms of monies, our fiscal year started, our new fiscal year started July 1st. So everything is brand new, 24, 25. So kind of look for all those communications in that respect. I also emailed you information on the student activity accounts. Friendly reminder that they are run by the students and the advisors, and I sent you the statute and all that information too. You guys are the general oversight of that though. So every month we, of course, approve those student activities. But if you have ever any questions about that, let me know. Let's see here. We have reached out to have non-certified negotiations, but those dates did not work for our negotiators on the other team. And so we are looking at July 31st for our next meeting with that group, and we'll keep you posted on that. Another thing I wanted to remind you all of, Business Manager Peterson and I have met 3 times already. Tomorrow's our 4th time meeting with insurance companies throughout our area. We just feel we can get more bang for our buck in terms of our workman's comp, building insurance, liability insurance, as well as health insurance. So we are still in the infancy stages of researching, and eventually you're gonna probably get a pretty lengthy email from me about all this, but we're just in the state right now of just gathering information, letting people know we're kind of shopping a little bit. We want better rates for our folks and of course our district itself. So we'll keep you posted on that too. Also, kind of a big thing that I sent you earlier from MDE. In accordance with the court order, MDE must disclose certain information about some former students in Minnesota, specifically related to special education students. If that would happen where we would get a request for that, please know that we would go through SMEC, our special education consortium, and they would help us through that request. We surely would not go into a student file and send any request or anything they wanted. We would make sure we were in compliance and have MDE right next to us, helping with all that. But just know that. Also, please know too, I did post it on our website because we do have to notify everybody of this. So it's on there as well. Couple other things. We'll talk a little bit about the new vacancy on the board. We'll get to that soon. But also want to say thank you to Kyle and the Stern Tree Service. Kyle did a great job of getting me a quote of those trees. They're kind of falling apart on the back side of the building there. And so I'll be approving his quote. You'll see it in the next probably billing cycle or 2. But he found 9 larger trees on that side.
Yep,
Is that right? Maybe
yep,
Kyle,
there's
you could.
9 that go from the edge of the building on the playground to the playground pine trees that are hanging over which way.
All along the fence there.
Yeah, the fence is moved back in there now. And then there's, I think there are 4 more along that arborvitae edge that goes up to the ball field. One of them is behind the ball field fence and coming over top of the ball field, so. Yeah, they'll be, I won't have to grind those stumps. The ones along the playground probably should come out there just for look nice and you don't have to mow around them. But the main hazard I talked to Jan is just getting them down right now.
Yeah.
Especially those, I mean, all of them there are they're all in bad shape and they're all leaning. None of them are leaning back towards the woods and they're gonna fall that way. They're all gonna fall onto something in the playground.
Of course.
So Kyle and I talked for quite a long time last night about this, and we were both kind of on the same page with this. As we're talking about LTFM tonight, him and I were both thinking, gosh, could we take this out of there? And so Sharon and I, business manager Peterson and I, had met with our IEA LTFM consultant yesterday at length in a Zoom meeting, and I had asked that question of her. She suggested I reach out to Sarah Miller is her name. She's my LTFM contact at MDE. She's the one who said, yes, split your cost for the floor or your LED lighting, so then your LTFM monies go up later on, you know. She helps me with all that. We are thinking it will probably be a deferred capital UFARS code, which in a sense is kind of related to your LTFM in a certain way. And I can get more into that once I figure it out from Sarah. I had to leave her a message. She hasn't gotten back to me, but we'll see what happens with that. So just so you know, we have the money for it. I just don't know where I'm going to take it out of yet. And I'll let you know that coding as soon as I know. So.
Hopefully it'll get dry enough so you can go out on the lawn.
Yeah,
At some point before school.
yeah, it's
That's right.
still wet pretty much everywhere you get back in there.
A friendly reminder, we did post this out in our building and throughout our email system, that the LeRoy-Ostrander auxiliary members are hosting a blood drive on Wednesday, July 31st from 12 to 6 at the community center. I know we might have some student volunteers there too, so you'll see the kids around. But I said I'd share that with you. One more thing. Tonight when we approve our school fees, you'll notice, and we did this last year, I can't remember who requested it, you'll see the 20, 23, 24 dates on there. That's to show you that these are going to be the same. Remember, we talked about roughly every 2 years we want to keep the fees the same for families. Then, now this year we'll research potentially increasing or potentially decreasing. But I want you to see these are the same numbers that we're going to approve tonight as last year's numbers. So, because we want to be on that 2-year cycle.
Okay, sounds good.
And
Okay,
that's it. Thank you.
that's it. Okay, any questions for Jen? Okay, thank you, Jen. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. We would need to approve the June school board meeting minutes. Are there any corrections or additions to that? Before we move on? Okay. Treasurer's report. Any questions on the treasurer's report we received? Okay. No fundraisers. Personnel. We need to approve the resignation of one Amanda O'Byrne as our school board member. Sorry to see you go, Amanda. Thank you for being part of our team for a while anyway.
Appreciated the opportunity, yeah. Just moved out of the district, so I thought I should. Kids are sticking around, so.
Good.
Sorry about that.
Good. You will
sounds
be
good.
missed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I just jump in real
Absolutely.
quick here? So in front of you, so basically with Amanda's resignation dated tonight, she is done. We don't even need to accept her resignation. What this is instead is basically a notice of vacancy. We want to be as transparent as we possibly can with our community. And so we will now have steps to take as a school board. You'll receive information from me in an email. We've gone through this before in recent history, so many of you know what to do. But also in front of you, I thought it might be in your best interest to take the statute, print it off for you, but then also the MSBA, how to handle a school board resignation cheat sheet. That'll help you out too. But take some time to look at that. Just know in August, at the formal August regular meeting, we will be having a discussion of what we're going to do, what the plans are, following all statutory requirements for this. There you go.
Okay. Any questions about it, guys, while we're kind of talking about it? Otherwise, we'll have discussion. It'll be on the agenda next month. And we'll have discussion of how we're going to do it, what we're going to do, if we even need to appoint somebody, because it's only till the end of the year, so
Yeah.
maybe it's just a,
Yep.
When do the new applicants have to, when does that open up? Is
It's
that-
open.
Yep.
Oh.
July 15th through August
okay.
2nd, I think. Yeah. It's in the minutes. We
For those
approved them in the
filing for the
minutes last
election?
month.
Yeah.
Yep. And everything is, I have it posted, it's of course in the newspaper. It's also again posted on our windows. But all they need to do is come into the school district, and that's posted in the paper. You come into our office, Nikki has all the applications
Yep.
there. It's a 1-pager, $2 filing fee. And we take it all, and once we get it all done on that last day in August at 5 o'clock, that very next morning, I drive to Austin and give it to the folks over there, Mauer County, to take care of it for us. Yeah.
we have
Yep.
four seats this year.
4 seats, yep. Keep in mind too, not only do we notify our papers and post on our it's also on our website, because that's our legal posting area. We talk about it here, of course, multiple times throughout an election year. Also the state auditors, they are posting constantly. So there are various avenues where this communication goes out.
Yep.
So if anybody has questions, or they can call their county auditor anytime and ask them questions too. So Amanda Kiefer is my contact over there. She's been amazing. I think she likes Leroy the best. She's from here. So she helps. And Angie actually last year came with as the secretary. for here. She had to come with me for a development opportunity because of new laws, because laws changed last year, so. Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, moving on. Approval of resignation of Aaron Hungerholt as the assistant football coach. And then the next line, approval of Aaron Hungerholt as a volunteer assistant football coach. Approval of Josh Siebert as junior high assistant football coach. Approval of Bob Dries as a volunteer junior high football coach. Approval of the resignation of Ryan Evans, special ed teacher, effective immediately. Approval of the resignation of Karen Miller, special ed professional. She'll be moving to a SMEC contract. And then the addition to our agenda, approval of the hiring of Cassie Siebert as a food service cook. And that's it.
In the consent agenda under fundraisers, I thought I read some,
Yeah, there's a fundraiser of $1,000 from Ostrander Lions.
That's not a fundraiser.
no.
It was a
no, but,
donation.
Like,
Oh, okay.
was that in the last minutes about the fundraiser for, maybe I just heard that from last month when I was reading it.
We approved some upcoming fundraisers.
For, like the selling of the braids
Yes,
and the.
we did that last month.
Yeah,
You're right.
okay.
Yeah,
I
very
must have
good.
just read it, so it was in my head. Okay,
Yes.
so no
Yep.
new ones other than that.
Very good.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope,
All right.
the donation is coming up in a little,
Yep.
little bit.
So-
Okay, any-
So with Karen Miller, will she still work on site here just for SMEC?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Good.
any other questions? Okay, hearing none, is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thanks, Deb. Any other questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Okay. No policy, policy review this month. There was no committee meeting. So here's the donations, Deb.
Thank you.
The Ostrander Lions Club generously donated $1,000 for, to go towards a snack cart. So would someone like to make a motion thanking them for their generous donation?
I'll make a motion to thank the Ostrander Lions Club for the $1,000 donation to the snack cart.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Angie. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. All right. All right, well, approval of the chain of command document. We got those,
Yep, we did this a couple years ago now.
it hasn't changed, has it?
There is a change.
Okay.
Business management, now that we have personnel called business manager and not a third-party contract, there has been a change. So business management and payroll were added to the document.
Okay,
And I don't know why it looks different on my screen compared to what was printed off, so.
okay.
Otherwise, nothing else has changed. That's weird.
Any questions regarding that? If not, would someone like to make a motion to approve the chain of command?
So move.
Thanks, Angie. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thanks, Dave. Any questions or discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Approval of the setting of the monetary threshold for the superintendent to $20,000.
So we do this every year, and it's been like 15, 17, 20, things like that. We do it, most school districts do this, mainly because of emergency situations. If something, I need to make a decision right now, this is kind of my threshold for doing it. Keep in mind, usually when it's around 10,000, I come to you. Just because I'd rather do that, and I have done that in the past, and I feel that works best. So I would consider this more of an emergency if we have to do it.
Okay?
And
That's like.
I wouldn't say go over the 20 either. I mean, this has yet to happen.
Yeah.
This is just, hey,
Right.
in case it happens.
Right.
It has never happened under my watch, so.
Okay. Any questions or concerns about Jen spending all their money?
Yeah.
Is there like a formula that we kind of use for like rising costs, stuff like that?
Not really, I haven't, just because I've never had to use this.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think if we would have to ever spend a pretty large amount, I would request a emergency meeting within 3 days of using that amount of money to get you guys sitting down and say, hey, we have to write this check for 50,000 to whatever it may be. So we can always have emergency meetings or special meetings too. But no, there's no matrix or rhyme or reason of why it's 20,000.
Okay, any questions? Okay, is there a motion to approve setting that threshold at $20,000?
Make a motion.
Go ahead.
Oh, they all want me
I
to
make a
spend the money
motion to
too.
approve the setting of the monetary threshold for the superintendent to $20,000.
Okay, thanks Deb. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks Kyle. Any questions or discussion? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried. All right. Approval of the second reading of the student handbooks. Okay, were there changes to those?
I don't believe,
Not-
no,
not
not
the-
since
not the
last,
student.
yeah,
Not the
not since
student?
the first
Not the student.
reading.
Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve the second reading of the student handbooks?
So move.
Thanks Angie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks Kyle. Any questions, discussion before we vote? Otherwise, all those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed? Motion carried. I might need a Smartie to. Thank you. Approval of the second reading of the faculty handbook.
Or activities.
Activity.
Oh, sorry. I checked off the, okay, activities handbook.
Go ahead, Dan.
Huh?
Do you want to go ahead?
Okay, so, I found one discrepancy on page 10, and that was, I believe we had discussed, and I've discussed with Aaron also, that instead of it saying at the end of the semester, the failing grades will be, the student will have to attend sessions to intervene and learn they'll have to have intervention time within the next consecutive 4-week period. So, end of semester failing grades. And what we want it to say is end of quarter. So at the end of each quarter, they want that to be. And so then going through and changing that would be then they would have 4 sessions to get their grade back up again through these different ways. And then they're just going to go through and change the language so that it reflects that it's done quarterly instead of on the semester.
Okay. Makes sense. Okay, anything else on the student activities handbook? Okay, would someone like to make a motion, maybe you, Deb, with those changes?
Okay. And
Approving with those changes that you just mentioned.
should I just to say approve it with the changes, or should we bring it back? What should I?
I think we can approve it with those changes.
Yeah,
don't
because
we?
it's a minor change, it's
Okay.
not like a full section, I
Okay.
would suggest.
Okay,
But it's
so-
up to you guys, we'll support either way.
I would make approval of the second reading of the activities handbook pending changes on page 10, where the word semester will be quarterly throughout the document.
Okay. Is there a second to that?
I'll second.
Thanks, Dave. Any other questions or discussion?
That was a good catch.
Yeah. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that motion carried. Now we're to the faculty handbook. Second reading of the faculty handbook. Were there any changes
No.
there?
Nope.
Okay. All right, is there a motion to approve the second reading of the faculty handbook.
I make a motion to approve the faculty handbook.
Okay, thank you, Dave. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Kyle. Any discussion? Questions? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
I,
Opposed? That motion carried. Okay, now we're looking at the second reading of the emergency handbook. Any changes there, guys? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the second reading of the emergency handbook?
make a motion to approve the second reading of the emergency handbook.
Okay, thank you, Deb. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Angie. Any questions or discussion? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now the approval of the second reading of the pool employee handbook. Any changes there since the first reading? Okay, is there a motion to approve the second reading of the pool employee handbook?
Make a motion to approve the second reading of the pool handbook.
Thanks, Kyle. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Angie. Any questions? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. All right, now we're to the LTFM. We have to approve a resolution.
Yeah, so before you do that, essentially, I was talking to Chairman Lunning today. Essentially, when you guys approved your in June, our budget for 24-25, you were approving these dollars. Now we wanted, though, the State Department way back, as I said in my email, way back in 2016, changed everything. So now you have to have a motion and resolution to just pull this out to approve. And then we send our ever-evolving, ever-changing document that is in front of you, the one that looks like this. It is a kind of a draft of our ideas of a 10-year plan. You guys saw that other document I sent you. That's more of a multiple years since I've been here, what we've done, what we can keep doing. We use that from our Building, Grounds, and Safety Committee to put that information into here for MDE. So you're seeing it two different ways, but this is what I'll be submitting later tonight once approved. But I think the biggest thing that you need to maybe remember, and many of you recall this, that LTM was health and safety, deferred maintenance, alternative facility dollars, all of that. They've now combined it way back in 2016, so you see this. What's nice is that all of this goes on our website too, so if anybody would ever ask, hey, I can't attend your Building, Grounds, and Safety meeting, but I sure would like to know what you're doing with your LTFM dollars, this is on the MDE website. Again, another transparent piece that public schools have. Ange, could you hold that up real quick? So Angie has this up. This is what I was referring to earlier that we look at a lot in terms of our Building, Ground, and Safety. So it's ideas we generate. It's also mandates such as asbestos, fire marshal issues, things like that. So that's all found here. We do often connect with Sarah Miller at MDE so she can help us with other funding things that maybe we want to do, such as potentially the trees. Maybe that could go in there. I'd like it to, but we'll see. So we do that often too. But tonight, it's more of a formality than anything. We pulled it from your budget to show you what we have. Again, it'll change every year depending on our needs and what our committees want to do with our facilities. But this is what we submit. So now you kind of see what it looks like, what I submit and work on throughout the summer. Sharon and Aaron help me, the committee, that's why we meet so regularly, because I need to hear from you what I should start budgeting for in the next 10 years. So.
And we also use that spreadsheet that Angie held up there just to prioritize some of the needs in the district,
Yes.
as far as how we're gonna pay for them and stuff, so.
That's right, that's right.
Okay, any questions on any of this? Otherwise, like Jen said, it is a formality that has to be done this time each year. And those dollars are in the budget that we approved last month.
Yes, yes. And I did put in that email I sent you last night with this, how we retrieve that revenue. I know it's kind of messy how I put it in there, but it's state aid and property taxes both, but it's equalized through their rubric up there. It's kind of messy, but if you've done it as long as I have, you understand how we get our money. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what it is. But please ask questions anytime about it. Call me, look at the MDE website. If you just type in LTFM, it will bring you and show you a lot of this stuff, a lot of the data if you want to know more information.
And look at that spreadsheet that we use.
Yes.
As a committee. If there's anything that you guys think should be on there, just let us know.
Yeah, email us. We'll put it on there.
Yep.
Yep,
The
because
volleyball
we
players
prior-
are requesting air conditioning.
Oh.
Email us.
Yeah,
We'll put it in our email
we'll see what we
file.
can do. Is that health and safety, or what is
Or,
that?
yeah. I don't
That
know.
might go on 2034, that's off this.
Yeah, right? Sure, we'll put it on there.
Okay. All right, if there are no questions, is there a motion to approve a resolution, for resolution approving the LTFM for this coming fiscal year?
So move.
Thank you, Kyle. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Angie. Needs to be a roll call vote, so Deb,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
we'll skip you. Kyle?
Yep.
Yes. Angie?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Thanks, you guys. Much appreciated.
All right. All right, now we're to the approval of the fees for the coming year. Janet already mentioned that these are the same as they were a year ago, so on the 2-year cycle. Anybody have any questions on that?
Right, so like I said, we got this on a cycle now, so it's every 2 years, we want to relook at this. Hopefully things go down, they may go up too, but we surely would let you know. But we want you to see that the ones you are approving tonight will look identical to the 23-24. And we want to make sure our parents know that
And just
too.
because I asked the question, because I had a kid ask me, it is the same for like fall sports kids. If you play volleyball, you get into football free. If you play football, you get into volleyball free, all that kind of thing. And I just had a student ask me, so I asked for clarification, just to make sure it was still the same.
Okay.
So.
Any questions? Okay. Is there a motion to approve the school fees for this coming year, 24-25?
So move.
Thanks, Angie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Deb. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. All right. Are there any committee reports? Probably not. We don't have too many committees meeting this time of the year. Okay. Otherwise, looks like the district calendar, we'll clear out to November. Man, summer's going fast. August 20th is the school board meeting. August 26th to 28th will be staff development. September 2nd is Labor Day. So then September 3rd is the first day of school for the middle school and high school. September 5th is first day of school for the elementary. October 17th and 18th is MEA break. October 21st is staff development. And November 8th is staff development. So, is there anything else that anyone would like to bring up tonight?
When's the first volleyball home game on that calendar?
The first volleyball game is August 22nd, but volleyball also the September board meeting is scheduled for a volleyball night. I just wasn't gonna bring it up till next month.
Okay.
Wednesday?
We can make a change.
Or no, we're doing, well, my bad.
August 22nd.
Okay, well, we can change that in August.
No, not the August one. He was asking the first game is
Yep.
August 22nd, yeah.
Okay,
Is that home?
Yes.
okay. Anything else before we adjourn? Okay, if there is nothing, is there a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Kyle. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
6:42.